Hello? Hello?
Good morning, everybody. I'm getting the camera part together so that everything works the way it's supposed to. And so, it doesn't help if you drop on the floor, you know? Not a good place to start. Alrighty. I think I might have some movement. Oh, bad, sorry. So we have the old setup on the screen, but I'm just trying to change that up because, frankly, what we are using. Okay. Great. Disorganized. While it's not ideal, this will work for the moment while we get the pieces together. Suffice to say, this week we are changing things a little bit. We are back to Lego, which is a win. Mondays love Lego. Good thing. Okay. To show you guys what our camera, and it looks like it's deactivated, so it's fine. Just sort that out. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Can't decide to when and do, that's fine. So this week we are going to reach the original one, Harry Potter. Good to see me. Good to see you, Mama Bear. You are fantastic. Welcome on in. Wow, we have very 70s. This is not working for me tonight. Cage is fine. I don't really like it. That's one that has to be more easy to do. But yeah, this is not working. I can start with switch it up a little. There you go. That's more of my name on it. Alright, sorry about that. So, now we need to get the correct instructions. be fun. So good.
Greetings. Hello there.
Good morning, Tom and Raiders. Good morning, Yellow. Like the master. No, it's fake. It's fake. I'm actually trying to put away the file that I downloaded of the deck, which is snag. That'll work. Maybe. Kind of fun we can do from like a wow. Yeah, she's the right name on it. Yay! Usually the names and the identifiers they use in these frequencies are
Hello?
unrelated to what you're actually seeing on screen. So, like, for example, oh, this is that Cantina knockoff. Okay. Like that. Sorry, distracted. They are very much usually unrelated to what the content of the instructions is. There's a ridiculous number that has nothing to do with it. So I was just reading, and I was quite surprised at the image that came with it this time. It's like itty bitty tiny tiny. So I can find out what it is. Try and do that. If that's better. Right. Let's try to make this like this size. It's not help us. Now we're renaming it. Not the burrow. Good thing for you, it's not. And I can spell. Wixard? Wixard. Yes, future Wixard. Okay. I want to get everything. This is the sort of thing I should have done last night, but by the time I decided to do it, I was so out of spoons that there was no way on earth that it would work. So let's go. Trick this. Maybe. Maybe. I had. Okay. That's not what I want. Live is there. That's better. Live is gaming. Live. Down here. Work for now. Larger. It's being a little bit weird. Okay. Make it. Wow, that's a big direction. Okay. Yep. Alright. Don't chat. Change that a lot. Alright. So I think we're okay. Where is the set image? Off to the side. Right. Find it. Leave it right there. Oh. Look for that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it is. get on. What about that? There. That's better. Okay, finally. Roll that. See if the trick fits. Wow. Their PDF that they sent me is terrible. That's interesting. So I did not overwrite this one. Yeah. The one they send is people that this little screen is terrible. I changed it. And now I've got the page size. Great. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time, guys. Apologies to everybody. Whoa. That's a little big. That's just a little big. Alright. Finally, we do a lot of listen to this thing. Get it going. Right? And I am well aware that the question that is in the way. So I'm gonna do is you need it. Yeah, keyboard and the mouse and everything, and I've got a turtle stuck in it too. Doesn't help. I know that sounds weird, but yes, I have a turtle stuck in there too. Right. Let's start. Oh, thanks. Okay. So we have light. Okay, so we have Triwizard tournament. Just jump right on in into the box. Fantastic Shop box has purchased a mic, a camera that can be much better than this sort of thing. And it makes a lot of sense, but I did not get it. I was pretty surprised, you know. Which reminds me, effective immediately, there will not be stream on Tuesdays anymore. I'm just finding that my abilities to do content creation are, I let myself spread them a little too thin. And so, not only that I shouldn't be around other people when I was doing too much, yes, no Tuesdays and no Fridays. I love you guys to pieces. I would love to be here every week. But reality is that I am just not going to receive a content creator with your ability. So, yeah. Yeah, Mother, I will definitely make sure that that's changed in the written schedule at the end of the stream. It's one of those, like, I was not going to do it at 4 in the morning kinds of things. Yeah, sorry for not giving you advance warning on that. I mean, I guess that advance warning. But was it? Huh. So they're switching to paperback. That's interesting. Like I said, the instructions. Switching from plastic to paper-based packaging. Why you might find a mix of paper and plastic in our boxes. I wonder if it actually has anything to do with the fact that they have not been able to get themselves organized for years. And I still, even though we have for recycling purposes, that you cannot actually recycle these bags in North America. Overseas, yes. North America, no. Wait, no. My dad actually probably recycle them more I live just because they seem to take just about every type of plastic. But there is a limit though, because they say that you can't actually like have the thin ones. Alright, so first things first, they want us to build the Harry character. Which this one's actually kind of unique, and I love it. So I'm going to show you both sides of it after I get it put on. And we have slippers for Harry. So you should be wearing swim shorts. But they didn't give him swim shorts. I'm not too bothered by that. Some of the people we saw online were bothered by this, and they went and actually got themselves legs that have little shorts on them. This doesn't faze me because they have flesh tone flippers, so that's pulls it up. Those feet that stick out. Okay. I'm going to show you his head close because the usual hair is nothing too exciting there. On this one, you've got gills on the front and back. I don't really know if he needs them on both sides. One side probably would have sufficed, but it is kind of nice that it's a unique head. His flippers are just cute. I've seen some for the Lego Friends style dolls, but they don't. Those flippers don't fit the regular minifigs, so these ones. And he still has a little scar on the lip of that. Yep, great. There is our peanut butter Lego. There we go. Dump these. Or trash can. Alright. So, this one is the second Triwizard tournament. Now, while some may say that it's not the world's best set, as far as I know at the moment, it's the only one that Lego has put out for this set. And if I'm wrong, it will be the best looking one they put up for this set so far, because I would have been aware of the other ones. I'm not necessarily surprised that they haven't done a whole lot of effort into it, because the way Lego's going lately, if you want to create an even remotely reasonably priced set, then their detail drops off dramatically. Whereas, I've seen a bunch of collectors online that purely bought two of these sets and put them together in different ways. So depending on who you watch, it's different. But they've got two of these sets, and they get a far better image of what happened. On the other hand, they're still missing things like some of the characters that come with the set are not ones that made sense to be in the story. And there are other ones completely missing from the story. So it's one of the other, I suppose. I think another two that one that I'm not supporting at the moment. I've got two I want to put the set on it. I'll pick up the rest and maybe I'll come back to it. I'm going to talk about it. The camera that I actually talked about is definitely got a higher zoom. This one's technically 500%, but honestly I've only got the thing off the desk, so this is what I'm set. I mean, it could be way better configured, because I may not have something else. So, in the Black Lake scene, now while I could leave it somewhat wonderful like pieces to try to summarize for us, the long and the short of it is that, after Harry opens his egg that he gets from the first test, which that's a whole scene in itself, I think, it's referenced mostly in the Yule Ball set, because that's what he's looking at. They don't put it on the ground, but that's neither here nor there. So after he opens the egg, he discovers that he's got to deal with more people. And so he realizes, okay, there's a lot that care. Great. There's selecting not entirely what that's all about. And then they talk about rescuing a friend. He's got no real whatever is going on over there. Which he very quickly comes to find involves rescuing, like a bunch of his friends have been basically kidnapped. And underwater, and that the tournament people have to go and rescue them from the mermaid. So at sea, there's a curve that goes across the back section. Like over. This one. And by I have not opened the box yet, and I am unfortunate. To you. I have unfortunately been skipping the ADHD meds this weekend, and in my mind, a very valid reason for doing so is that I've been getting more stuffed up. It just isn't there. This has to be different. It could just be allergic rhinitis. But anyways, so I need to do some tests, and the problem is that according to what I've been able to find on the net, the body baths that I've been taking becomes like amphetamine, which can stay in your system up to 5 days, but also within 24 to 48 at least, there's a serious risk of some sort of negative interaction with intestines. So, they haven't had it probably explains a lot of different parts. But anyway, with to say that that's why I took the intestines this morning. So I'm a little bit the way that I used to be before I started taking meds. And a little squirrely, so just have to bear with me a bit. This is a little disappointing that's in the bag. I'm just playing with here. Concrete stuffed. This is the dirt is actually stuffed. But bothered to see the things, but no, it's not necessarily new to me. If you describe what you're reading as wrong, I may feel fine with it. I don't know. There's always something wrong with my sound. Although I can vouch. There's always something wrong with my sound. Welcome on in, by the way, Suzanne. I don't met before, so I'm going to say, okay, well, well with you in your world, and wasn't got your attention. Should probably be in the stream. If someone, one of the bots has got it, thank you very much. If not, these little kids remind me. Last lesson was the germ string ship. It was a set that came with germ string ship and the Louboutin carriage. And unfortunately, they're missing a brown conical piece. I have not yet dug for the kids. I got to see this. But I've sort of dug in mine and the spare that Benjamin Chocolate pointed out a while back. And I've not been able to find a replacement for it. So it's one of those I may end up having to go to a regular place. Let's see what they've got. What we just Lego shop. Okay. Wrong direction. I'm my volume levels might be a little bit unusually low. That's possible. Normally I have the mic a lot closer to me because this is my Lego break day. Normally I play Minecraft, and so I have it a lot closer because people don't see what that is. You see the mic then? I don't have a problem with it. If I see it getting caught, I will definitely try and allow that. But someone will have to check it out and let me know. My computers make all kinds of bing noises and stuff today, so I'm just shutting those down as well. They, hang on a sec here. Thought I mistakenly had another Twitch streamer's stream playing in the background. No, I don't. My browser has just decided to be stupid and name every new window it opens after the stream of another Twitch streamer. That makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, so we've got this one. Well, if there's anything you think that I could or should try to do about it, please do let me know. So apparently, this basically is in between such a way that I can get an action. Yeah, if there's anything odd with the sound that you feel that I could or should try to do, please do let me know. Weird. So I'm definitely hitting the minus 15 point on the mic at my end. As in minus 15 decibels, which sounds low, but it's not really because 0 is the peaking hitting the red max. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. That makes more sense. That's really, really odd. I can also feel that. Now let's try and close this. Audio monitor. I don't really need to hear the sound anyways, so let's stop that. Okay, so I dropped the music way down by comparison. And I don't even know if you guys have it. I mean, at the moment it's between songs, so it's kind of a poor example. Oops. No, it doesn't. I see that. I can have it. Okay. I'm gonna have to just quickly go be right back because I have a scratchy throat in the moment and I don't want to cough in your ear, so I'll be right with you.
Well, let's see if this works any better. I'm not really sure I'm going to trust that it does. But you'll have to let me know. Yeah, it blew things out of the water. Not sure why. The two microphones are exactly the same, except for one's going through a piece of software, and it shouldn't have to because there's no filters whatsoever on this other software. But fine, we'll go with it. I'm just not going to care today because I just don't have the mental cycles for it. Yep, End of the Return of the Jedi works well for that one, as well as, what's the other one I'm thinking of? I think there's fireworks at the end of Frozen. Frozen, okay. So I have no music. If you guys find a song that is potentially explicit, you'll need to flag me because I'm not monitoring my music at the moment. And the reason for that is some of the songs actually have lyrics to them, and the lyrics can throw the microphone as well. So that doesn't seem to have solved the problem, but whatever it takes. We'll just go with it. Okay, so unless I hear otherwise, we're going to go with this. So we've got, apparently it dumps people off. I'm not sure what the point is to that, but we'll go with it. So next section, it wants us now to put a couple of little 2x1s on either end with a crossbeam. And then below that, there's a couple little feet. I'm not even sure what part we're currently building. I'm assuming it's the platform that in the picture you see a couple of minifigs standing on because we have a Harry to work with. That's possible. So we've got 4 little feet. Then after that, what do we want? The little clips, where are they? This one. And this one. Starting to think, actually, I need to do this. One of the mods probably is going to have to type it. Just idea, sound clip, some sort of reference to like sound clip regarding not being heard. I don't really know what I would use for that at the moment. Probably something rather cheesy available from like Owen Wilson or something. Ooh. That didn't work. But I thought I had one. Interesting. Didn't expect that to happen. Man, do I have to? Oh, what's it supposed to do? No, that's not what I want. I may have broken that one. Apologies. Try dad joke and see what comes out of that. I thought I had one like that. Maybe I don't. Well, I broke one. That's a good start. Another one, idea, fix dad joke. And I will figure that one out too separately. Appreciate the troubleshooting help though. That's really, really useful. As soon as I heard the clip while I was in the middle of coughing, the fact that I couldn't hear my voice while I was coughing, like hear the voice in the clip while I was coughing, sounds silly, but I definitely knew what the experience was. I've seen this before. What causes it is still a gremlin that I am fighting left, right, and center. I'll be perfectly blunt. Not that you guys, ever get anything else, but that I am fairly easily subject to depression, and the resulting effect of that is sometimes when things go sideways in stream, I get bummed out enough about it that I just want to throw in the towel, like completely and utterly. And usually it's Fox that talks me off the little cliff of quitting. But that's part of the reason why I'm cutting back on streams, is because if something makes me really frustrated like that, I don't have to deal with it the same day. if I had a problem today, I wouldn't have to jump into it this afternoon unless I wanted to. And there wouldn't be pressure to have it fixed in time for tomorrow because, there wouldn't be a stream on Tuesdays. So that works. The other thing is, timing-wise with the ADHD, I am, what do you call it? That's not the word. My time sensitivity is messed up. I guess I don't know how to explain it other than that. So if I have a stream exactly at the same time every single day, there is a slim chance that I'm more likely to be on time. But because Tuesdays were 1 hour earlier, they are the worst for me being not on time. And so I was going to push back by an hour initially, and then I realized, one, there's another streamer from our community that I really feel very uncomfortable colliding with. I actually would like to watch their material sometimes. And I don't want to collide with people anymore. That's just got a lot to do with a personal belief system of, worth and all that jazz, which we're not going to get into right now, because that's not something I wanted to have as conversation content. But the point being, in short, that if I'm feeling that I can't keep up a decent quality content as frequently as I've been setting myself to stream, then I need to just cut down the streams. I mean, Fantastic Shock Fox was correct. We looked at the schedule, each separately, and decided I had the most slots in the Streamcraft community on our schedule, and that's kind of stupid when I'm having this sort of issue, so we'll just reduce them. Perfect, thanks, Mama Bear. And thanks for the joke, I appreciate it. But the joke was, my wife kept complaining that I act like a flamingo. I decided to put my foot down. I like that. It reminds me of, there's someone in Maribel Jade's community, I think Mr. Balrog, who loves doing dad jokes. Loves it. So, I like having the dad jokes. I have no idea why that broke. Now it's gonna bug me. Well, I need to go for a new bag anyways. Just give me a second. Grab that bag off the floor. And I can't spell today. Oh, well now I know why that doesn't work anymore. Is because is because the URL that it used to pull stuff from isn't working today. That would explain a lot. Okay, well, me. Bag 2, where did I put them? There we go. Alright, so we're into bag 2. I mean, it's not just, as far as dad jokes go, it's not just, dad jokes being a specific category. I mean, truth be told, I see very little difference, if there is any, between a dad joke and the kinds of jokes that, a kid will tell you when they're in, like, grade 1. Okay. Oops. There we go. I have a bad habit of working on this central section of the screen, so I'll just have to go with it. Oh, they want to do, okay. So we have Victor Crumb, which for some reason, the logo on his shirt to me at first looked like mud. But we don't have a whole Victor Crumb. Here's the thing. So we get, I'm actually not going to do this on that one. So we get Victor Crumb's head. Okay, that's fine. That looks quasi-normal, right? But we also get Victor Crumb the shark. Do and all that. Shark attack. To go with that, they gave us, instead of Victor Crumb's regular head, okay, we've got, here's the regular head, right? And then on the back side, we've got his mouth of the inside of the shark, which is going to look really weird to build. I think I will give him that one just because it's pretty strange. I think I have... Actually, I shouldn't say I think. I know I have another Victor Crumb because of the Yule Bowl scene. So I know Victor's been released before, which means I can, go ahead with that. So then once you've got the mouth placed in the head, it looks more like this. I'm not sure that was entirely necessary, just because in the film, at least, he doesn't really swim with his mouth open all that much. I mean, it's a shark. Water passes over his gills, whatever. Anyway, so you've got him, and yet they still... Come on, Otto. They still include his hair. So, which, I don't know. Not a huge fan of that hair anyways for that character, but it does mean that we've got... Come on, you. Fly, please. I may have to borrow Fox's camera next week. What do we got? This one, that one. Can you please zoom? I don't care. I want that. There we go. Image focus. There we go. That's a separate button. Aha. See, now I know. Now I know. And I can close this other window. All right. Yep, borrow. Well, it is borrow because Fox actually has agreed to do a slot on the teen or on the community stream weekend coming up on the 14th, I think, 14th and 15th, something like that. Let's see calendars. Show me a calendar, please. Yeah, on the 14th and 15th, he's agreed to do a slot. So he's going to need the camera for himself for that one. And I'm excited because it's the first time I will get to see him do his this one? Okay, that one. His builds. I don't know if it had anything to do with him not being affiliate or if it had anything to do with the fact that he just didn't turn it on. But the last time he did his stream while I was away at camp, he did not have videos turned on for him, at least, like not even saved. So we looked at how he would do that and couldn't figure it out to make it work. Now, I know where the setting is for me, but I don't know where it is, like if there's a way he can do it. And we were suspecting it's probably because he's not an affiliate. So in any case, it meant that I couldn't see his last work, which is too bad. I really would have enjoyed that, but that's okay. There were some great references that people had made to it. In conversation in the community and in references in other streams. So I'll just have to take their word for it. You know, it's like a Reading Rainbow moment. You don't have to take my word for it. Well, yeah, actually, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. Fantastic Sherlock Fox must have either been reading the closed captions or just decided it was time to roll the geek out, and it's sheer luck. But it does seem a little fishy on the timings. It's like, we're talking about him, and then suddenly, distraction! Let's change the geek out! And it just happens to be something that I would get distracted by, in terms of content. So, not so easy! Nice try. But anyway, so I'm hoping to see it this time. And my kids said, can we watch? It's like, well, yeah. My son theoretically could actually comment, but I don't think he's going to want an account in time. So yeah, having a Twitch account is not necessarily his thing. And I said to my daughter she could control Oswin for the weekend if she wanted to, and thankfully she said no. So that's fine. It would be a little bit weird having a youth commenting as Oswin and then Oswin commenting as themselves. That would probably be a little bit confusing. Oh, I'm off screen again. Oop, here we go. I'm leaning, which is not helping anybody. Alright. But as far as audio goes, it's my bane, right? Like, there was a time when it worked, and you could set things and forget things. And I just had more sources that I wanted to make sure the microphone came over top of. So I set a ducking filter on a lot of things. But then it seems like the microphone itself, something has changed and it does not want to cooperate anymore. I was gonna say that's life, but it's not really. This one. That would indeed be a lot of Oswin, yes. And I've been wanting to toy with being able to talk to Oswin myself, but just haven't really had the time or the wherewithal to put in the testing required. Because I could actually have them start listening as a text-to-speech thing, listening to what I say, triggered by using his name. I'm just a little frightened of what might come out of that. So, yeah. Not likely soon, but it is something I want to play with just for curiosity. Some other streamers do that, and they talk to their bots. I'm not sure whether that would be neat, or whether that would just be sad. So, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Take your pick. But, yeah. And besides, I bet you Oswin could probably figure out how to press my buttons pretty quickly, which would then have us, arguing with your bot is probably not the smartest plan. Excuse me. Alright. Got this one. It's up top. There's a bit of a gap. I'm not sure entirely what that's for, but it looks like they climb up the back. And there's like a tip thing, so this is probably the upper section of the viewing deck coming together. 1, 2, 3. Come on, you fit in here. You fit in here because I said so. Here we go. It goes funny. I mean, they give you a ladder for them to get up, but then there's like a weird ledge. Anyhows. Nope. Right. So this is one that I've been wanting for a while. Like the Quidditch set we built a while back, it's one where, 2 sets would be great, but the thing is, I don't really want 2 sets because I don't have the room to store 2 sets. But also, I'm building them very much out of order of release dates. So I think this one's at least this year, whereas the Quidditch one I built not that long ago is definitely not this calendar year. I've got an idea. I loosely threw it towards Fantastic Chocolate Fox about how to get some more, not how, where to put more storage in this room. It definitely needs more, but I'm not necessarily sure how that's going to work out because the desk that I would be swapping, it's one that I've had since I was in, maybe junior high, I think. I think I got it for my 11th or 12th birthday, something like that. And it's just followed me around. It's not exactly a super high-end, high-quality desk, but it's always been mine, there's other furniture in the house that I've already passed on to the kids, and I'm okay with that. This one, I don't know. It's either pass it on or get rid of it stage of life. And I'm one of those people who gets really easily attached to stuff. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm one of those people, so I'm not necessarily liable to be, I'd like to say I'm not necessarily liable to be a hoarder. Frankly, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. But, yeah, so that corner, I'm going to have to get rid of the desk, but anyways, and then I want to talk about, stacking things on top of other things in terms of, there's a sofa table that we have in the house that there's no real need for in the space that we've got it. And I've got the matching one, so we've got a second one exactly like it already in my office. And so I'm tempted to swap that out. And then on top of this sofa table, put a big set of shelving for more Lego stuff. But we're at the point where I'm going to have to start making decisions on what to store in my office space versus what to either store elsewhere or get rid of entirely. And that's making me a little nervous in cheesy ways. So, yeah, it's one of those things. I honestly, at one point, had seen a video where a person was saying, you know, they have ADHD and they personally believed that part of the reason they had such a difficulty decluttering is because they didn't trust themselves to actually remember what something was for or from, and so they could never guarantee that either A, they wouldn't forget a memory because of something. So like visual memories are a thing. That said, I'm not sure why they have that with a handle on it. Maybe it's looks like a lamp, but it could also be a stove of some kind. I should recognize this as if it's a stove because they've got cups and things. It's very camp, you know. But that could be it. Maybe that's part of it, is just not wanting to get rid of things for those reasons. I'm not. I used to be super emotionally attached to samples of what the kids had done growing up. You know, oh my goodness, they drew a picture, woohoo! But yeah, not so much anymore. So I can probably go through that pile and choose a few samples of stuff I want to keep and then ditch the rest. I just have to do it without them around because my son doesn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever, toss what you need. My daughter, on the other hand, she's like, no, you got to keep that one. It's the like 8th of the exact same thing you did. So yeah, there's pieces I need to work on getting rid of and stuff. But that still doesn't help because paper doesn't mean I have more storage for Lego. I'm hearing noises from Discord. Great. All right. Let's see what we got going in the next step. Okay, so, by the way, just for the mod's sake, if there's ever something that you feel I need to know about during stream, feel free to poke me a little harder, be like, hey, check the blah, blah, blah channel. You know, I can do that. Or I DM'd you something you need to know. Cool, I can do that. Otherwise, aside from it being tempting for me to see, I want to read and comment and deal with it right away, and that's not always appropriate, so just leave that there. Where are we here? Okay, 28. Got the railings. I think that looks okay. Okay, we're going to slide this part a little bit off to the side. Bring in that one. And we have a section that goes in the center. These are annoying. I mean, I like them in terms of the build, but if something was wrong and I had to pull this piece off, once it's been sandwiched in a way that's totally surrounded, then I find them hard to get off with the brick separators. Just lack of practice. Yep, no, that's totally cool. That's totally cool. I don't want to derail. You know, you're always welcome to put stuff, put stuff in as you think of it. Because, yeah, if you're afraid of forgetting something, trust me, that goes double. These are neat. So this is sort of, even though they're in England, and this is supposed to be, you know, England and France and Eastern Europe, the pieces they've got here, to me, appear very, what's the word? Very Asian pagoda, I guess, by comparison. Now I've put too many of them on. I should have left the ends empty. This one, there we go. So we've got these weird bits. I don't know what else to call them. They're weird. But you can see where I'm starting to get the Asian pagoda feel from it. And it could be exactly that. It could be a recoloring of one of the more Asian pagoda type sets and a reusing, which would be totally fine by me. But it just doesn't necessarily have the English feel. On the other hand, I can see why they might use it for a Lego set to make things shallow, because these sets are ridiculous tall to begin with. We haven't started building the underwater base section below the tower that we've got. So this thing's probably going to be at least 12 or 13 inches high, is my guess. All right, so we have some longer ones that go across the top. So for those of you that watch my my Minecraft content, A, thank you, and B, I'm still feeling that whole discomfort with thinking that it's not exactly that exciting. And I mean, I don't know if it really needs to be, but so for that reason, I'm very solidly debating that now that I've got some cartographers fully unlocked, I hadn't before because I just didn't have a reason to. But now that I've got them unlocked, I've discovered one of them has the ability to buy a map to a what's the word? Buy a map to a I'm gonna call it chamber. What's the word I'm looking for? The new ones with the trial chambers. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. The trial chambers. It's got the opportunity to buy a map to one of those. So that said, I have possibilities of an opportunity to do something like that, and maybe that might be what I'm going to do on the stream weekend, because I didn't actually have a plan for the stream weekend coming up. I pulled a slot, but then, you know, with my head being where it's at since then, I did not actually have a plan. So that might be the best thought, because, you know, me being such a squirrel, such a chicken, I would love to experience it, to be able to say, yeah, I've done this. This is a bit of a misprint, not badly so, but you can see a little bit that the clock part printed on the circle isn't fully square in the center. Bit disappointing, but it'll do. It's just more that it's designed to be a rotational piece, so I'm going to notice it moving as I rotate it, because it's different from the edge. Hello, autofocus, please. Come on, camera. I don't know why it's being a pill. Figure the old-fashioned way, maybe? Right now, this camera. There we go. Usually it's faster than that. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, we've got a piece that spins and whatnot. And we've got glares and all that jazz. So next, so they want that to go on top of the roof. And I know it's not quite the order they're talking about. But it gives me more that I can squish together. So I have more space to press rather than having things slide off sideways while I'm pressing things. Ads, blah. Here. There we go. Oh. Huh. That's really odd. Okay. I'm not gonna ask. Not gonna ask. Right. Well, that's what I was just noticing, is he didn't, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because I didn't update anything. Supposed to be a separate cable. Okay, let's see. Monitor. Do I have this one? That's not it. This one? Not it. I have two of those. Let's remove that. Shouldn't have two. I don't know. He's supposed to tell you about it. Are we on mixer? Okay, so he's supposed to be able to say things? It's odd about it is, okay, here's the thing. Maybe I muted that instruction. That's. The add widget, please. There we go. Huh. I don't know. So, okay, here's the thing. With the... No, that's fine. That's squirrel. Squirrel! And I could respond with the usual, I hate squirrels, but it's not relevant. So anyway, what usually happens of late has been that... Actually, let's back it up. What's supposed to happen is Oswin talks on a separate line, separate feed from the other sounds we get through the bot, as I'm grabbing this bag. And Oswin... Oh, pardon me. He's supposed to talk through on a separate cable. But when it came to the ad notification, for some reason, he was only talking through on the cable from the main bot. And so the one that you got the chime through on would be the exact same feed that he was talking on, right? That's what I had as a behavior. Nothing has changed at my end since last week, where that was the case. As a way of attempting to prove it, because when I went to talk to the support people and say, hey, this is the situation, I don't like this, how do I force it to work the way I expect? So that's what's supposed to happen. Unfortunately, they said, oh, well, no, it does work that way. We've got it working that way. So that's the way it's always going to be. And I said, well, nice try. It's just not working that way on my end. Basically, they got to the prove it point. And so as part of the prove it, I need to actually go and take a video, which is just something I haven't gotten around to yet. But suddenly, my part of proving it thing was to mute the cable that Oswin should be coming in on, and you guys were still getting the notices, right? And then suddenly today it's not like that, so I don't know if it's miraculously weirdly behaving on the cable it should behave on, or if it's still messed up. So I don't know. And this is the kind of thing that drives me a little bananas. Not that I'm not driven bananas easily, but is just that from one stream to the next, there's always some sort of sound problem of some sort, and it's never consistent, and it's always something different. And that sometimes is enough to make me go, I just don't have the cycles for this. Let's just not bother anymore, which is not necessarily nice. Okay, so this is a Grindilo. This little dude. Looks a bit like an alien. And truth is, he actually might be an alien. I haven't compared him to some of the aliens in my son's sets. But that's supposed to be a Grindilo. Little gray ones. And then we've got Hermione. She's got two heads. So this is the one where she's all passed out, underwater. And then this is the one, of course, when she's awake. So I've got that. And then this is Ron. All, happy, awake Ron. And then it's him all passed out. So we've got that. I can't remember who Ron was tasked with. I know Hermione was supposed to be for, I think Hermione was supposed to be for Victor Crumb, and Ron was supposed to be for Harry. And they don't have any reference whatsoever to the Beauxbatons ones, which I'm a little bothered by. But LEGO only puts so many minifigs in their sets, so I guess we'll just swallow it. That's fine. So that's one of the reasons why some of the other people were doing double sets, is because then they get, not only fancier layouts, but they also have more space for multiple minifigs, and they added extras of their own. It's not, it's not critical, but there was it's a Triwizard. They only have Duo Wizard going on here. That's okay. Life's like that. There are days that I would not want to be a LEGO master builder, even if I actually had the skills to do so. And the reason for that is simply that the decisions they have to make and negotiate through in terms of designs. I mean, a lot of these are designed by the community, but not all of them. So the decisions that have to be made in terms of what is kept in the story, or what is kept in the build, and what is discarded for, finance reasons, simplicity reasons, and so on and so forth. I would not want to be the person who has to get stuck with making those decisions. The other piece is here. I know it's here. Just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not here, as we've seen already. Okay, well, it's got to be, so I will push on, and we'll come back to that one, I suppose. Because, as I say, when I give up, things tend to show up. That one. This one. So, any case, I just wouldn't want to be the designer who makes those choices. Now, while in a lot of cases I don't actually, I don't actually, never mind, doesn't matter. Can't remember. One of those days. Yes. Excellent place to put feedback. I've been actually asking for some feedback. Not exactly forthcoming, but that's okay. Stuff happens. But anyways, that was where it was the people who were ostensibly helping with what I was seeing from the Oswin behavior, were saying, nothing's wrong, everything works just fine. And I'm just going, well, that shouldn't be the case, because I can't get any more simple than the command in one bot, and that one bot points out to, let's say cables A, B, C, D, right? And the bot points out to cable C, and Oswin points out to cable D. But Oswin never talks on cable D, he only seems to talk on cable C for that response, that adds thing. And so basically I was asking for a feature request to say, hey, in the bot that's talking on cable C, can you guys consider putting in the ability for us to manually select which cable, because I don't want them talking on the same one as everything else, if we can. That also means that I can't control the volume independently. And they said, well, that's the way it already works. I'm like, okay, no, it's not. But apparently it is, so I don't know. Some days, I know it sounds really weird, but some days it's almost like I'm gaslighting myself. So yeah, need to work on it. And making me, think I'm nuts. Which, from one point of view, I already am. We know this. But, in any case, I'm going to get off that one or try to get off that topic because, yeah, it's getting darker than I'm comfortable with. We're putting this thing together quite a ways, and I'm still not seeing, there it is. See, finally, the piece shows up. Thankfully, there's nothing that was supposed to go on it. But were I to change this set, I think I would add the extra characters, but I think the other thing I would do is I've made it just, I would say a double wide viewing platform, but maybe make it just a little bit wider. That does make it difficult in the arch section. But as far as story goes, I'm not necessarily sure building the tower right on top of the arch was necessary. I mean, they spent Lego bits for the boats. I'm not sure these are necessary. I really don't think we need them. And because, they've got a ladder in the back for the people to get there. Fine, I could potentially see that might be story-wise necessary, but even that's never shown in the movies or discussed really in the books about how they got out to the platforms in the first place, and it's kind of irrelevant, I think, for LEGO to have put that part in there. Cool! that I hope you do get that one. That is a very fun set. And just be aware, even though it comes in multiple different boxes, it does bounce around a lot from the main sort of holder crafting table to the subsets of the various biomes. And that's great, but I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, we tried to do it as a family. We made it work, but it's not as easy. Some of the sets these days are packaged in such a way that you can actually say, okay, as you saw at the beginning of this one, bags 1 and 2 do one thing, and bags 3 and 4 do something else. So you can split it up. But that the biomes one, you would think that they did it that way, and for some reason they didn't. So I'm not sure if that was just a timings thing or what the motivation was. But yeah, it's not one that you can split up that way. So doing it with extended family is not easy. No. It's not confusing. It's just that it can't be split up amongst multiple builders at the same time. So what we ended up doing was taking turns. Sort of like a pass type of game. Yeah. So it's done in sections, but it's done in sections in such a way that it's not like you can just say, here's the bags for the external box, here's the bags for the biomes, and have them split up each individually. It doesn't quite work that way, and that's really all it is. It's not necessarily confusing, it's just that one can't easily share it. I guess that's probably the best way of putting it. So we've got making 2 little platforms with a thing on it, I guess. These things are neat. I swear they look like chocolate bars, even though this one's green. They use them as gold bars for different things. Legos use that shape a lot. And it does have a good place in these sorts of builds, but I'm always wondering what they're using it for. Excuse me. It's a real head scratcher. Yes. Chocolate. Eee. I don't eat on stream, just not one of my things. However, when it's off stream, I'm still slowly working my way through it. I don't know what I just dumped on the floor, whatever it was, it better not be important. I'm still working my way through a series of these. So, although they're Harry Potter kisses, there's nothing really special about them other than the wrapper. And the wrapper on the little white tag, that you guys can't really read it very well here, it just says magic and something along that lines. And then the neat stuff is on the wrapper itself. So there's a whole bunch of different ones, and I enjoy those quite a bit off stream. Oh, I just figured out what I dropped down the back. It's the next Lego bag. Well, I guess that's what's flunking. Ah, must be that time. Thank you very, very much, Mama Bear. I appreciate that. So hydrates for you, me, and everybody else. Your water, your pop, your soda, your juice, and your tea. Can't forget those. Potentially an energy drink, although energy drinks are usually diuretics. And if you guys need a stretch or to hop up and fill your own drinks, go right ahead. No concerns whatsoever. And I'm going to throw a Champion of the Hill in here as well, just because I can. So if you want to get in on that one, just feel free to type !join. We shall see if it is rigged for Fox. I swear I did not do that. I would love to say, if it's Fantastic Four Fox, no, but the way the coding works isn't that easy. Ledge. Those. Rinse and repeat. I am watching the clock though, thank you very much, which means we have about 35 minutes left. So, the long and the short of that, congratulations to Mama Bear! Yay, using the frying pan. That is a very deadly frying pan. Awesome. All right. Where am I here? I didn't think today. That's fine. We don't need to, right? Thinking is overrated? All right. Let's set these in front. And this one in front. So, related to Mama Bear's perfect timing on the hydrate, it does remind me, normally during the week, in about 5 minutes-ish, is when the server that I play on for Minecraft reboots itself. Hence, we have hydrates and so on at that point. So how that plays out in this respect is that it reminds me that in with the schedule changes to reduce the amount of hours I'm doing, then it means that on Mondays, that used to be 3 hours, because I used to do a 3-hour Lego build, I'm going to try and keep it down to 2 hours, which seems to be a sensible slot for most people. Besides, I tend to ramble a little bit too much after the 2-hour mark. So that's part of one of the changes. The other thing is there used to be a 3-hour on... Oh, sorry. So that's Monday. Comes down from 3 hours to 2 hours. Tuesday gets dropped. Wednesday is still 2 hours. Even though there's nobody behind me, it's not something that... Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of a wibbly piece. Even though there's nobody after me from our community, I think 2 hours is still fine. As I said, I tend to go a little squirrely after that point. And then Thursday, which was my Minecraft 3-hour slot. The thought I've got is that I'm going to not do 3 hours as frequently. I think I'll probably go down to 2 and then cancel Fridays altogether. So in other words, you get 1 day of Lego, 2 days of Minecraft, and call it. And that also offers opportunities on occasion to swap up the Mondays to be more Minecraft. Or if I throw in an extra one here or there because we're prepping for a stream weekend or something, that's fine. But on the whole, that means that things get dropped quite a bit. I think I had 2, 4, 6. Oh, geez. I did the math just now, and it's like, I think I had 12 hours a week, which is, yeah, that's just too much. I mean, I don't want to watch 12 hours of me a week. I really don't. So, well, okay. That's a bad example. I wouldn't want to watch 12 hours of anybody in a week. Let's put it that way. That's probably safer. A bit more honest. I don't want to watch 1 hour of me in a week, but that's just because I hate watching VODs back. I'm always critical. So... Come on. Squish in. So anyways, that's where we're at for scheduling. And as I said, I will get that changed. The graphic that's usually in Delena's offline type graphic, what I think I'm going to do with that one is just pull it off. And rather than updating it for the new hours, I'll just update it to be more generic. Something along the lines of, check the schedule. and I'll make the announcements in the Discord as well. Or in my Discord as well. It's a very, very quiet place. If you want to hang out there, that's totally up to you, and I would love it, but there's no intentional pressure to do so. And but I will announce the changes there as well. And I mean, you never know. I could change my mind in the new year, but frankly, one of the things that Fox pointed out that I talk about a lot on stream is Scout stuff, usually ranting in some negative fashion or positive fashion, I guess. But there's stories. There's stories to tell that come out of Scout Camp, but there's also... Oops, did I? Yeah, okay. There's stories that come out of Scout Camp, but there's also times where not much happens. And so I don't have anything to tell out of Scout Camp. And that's, that's okay, but it does mean that when it's not Scout Camp season, there's less to tell you guys about. Right? Which is good. I mean, I like it being not Scout Camp season in the winter. That's kind of nice. Just because, not just we all need a break, but also means less freezing. I don't like cold. Who does? Come back, Bob. Phone decided to do an update. Oh man, I'm sorry that the phone bit you that badly. I guess it's a good thing then that these are rubberized pieces, because now I can get them to actually fit with the chain, sort of. Even though the chain is kind of wobbly. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it, and the whys. We still have, Minecraft-wise, we still have the clock to finish, which I may work on today, we'll see. Not during stream, sorry. But we also have the glove that I was working on that I need to get back to, which I'm hating and wanting to tear down. But I know I'd regret it. And then we have other projects to come. We still have several months of this particular season left, so there's scope for doing more. But you can tell that I'm probably need a bit of a break when I'm drawing blanks on things like that. So yeah. So as far as the back to Lego. So I didn't actually have any Lego lined up for today. Fox and I had discussed this a while back, and I said yes, I'd like to have that, and then he went and ordered it, and somehow I knew about it. I even knew when it arrived, and then I completely and utterly forgot about it. I don't know how that works. It wasn't that much of a gap either. But, so he said last night, so do you want to do some Lego to build tomorrow? I said, sure, but hope you're not digging into, like, Christmas plans early. And he's like, no, not at all. So I do have one other set beyond this one that he gave me last night. But I think I'll save that one for next week because it's a little bit closer to the Christmas period, Christmas break. Okay, so now we've got a couple of brasses. Ooh, oh, come on the hole. There we go. Sorry about that. No, we have months. We have months and months to work on stuff still. No need to freak out. No need to worry. We're not talking resets. Nope. Not at all. It's just that I have projects that I don't like, and I have projects that are on the go. I would like to pull them off. I don't trust my ability to do so. You know, nothing new. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a little harder for me to put in. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just got to sit in between, I think, maybe. This one? It's probably not super critical in the middle of how far back it sits. Yeah. There's our little crab guy. We're on to bag 4. Okay, I'm going to need to be right back on this one just because that's the one I dropped on the floor. Hello? So I will be right back. Might help next time if I actually hit the be right back screen. Oops. Alright, so let's get the extra bits out of the way. And we're on to the last bag. So we have 25 minutes for this bag. I think we can do it. If not, we'll go very slightly over time, but I don't think we're going to need a whole hour. Let's get that extra piece out of there for now. Grindylow. There we go. And we've got Hermione. Oh, she's falling over. Ron's falling over. Welcome on in, Mike. Good to see you. Welcome. Barbary, according to the question of the day, your favorite podcast is from a fanzine from fans of your football team. It gives gives a fan's view and could be considered comedy. Ooh, interesting choice. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard or listened to a UK football podcast before. So we're starting with the mermaid, person, maid, whatever, who has a double-sided face as well. I'm going to get them not quite so ticked off. That's probably a good place to start. So there is hair for it, but it's a double-sided face, so we're going to go this way. So we've got this one, just a closed mouth. And on the back, we've got the very, very grumpy mouth. That's because Harry was breaking the rules. You're not supposed to rescue more than one friend, but part of the reason I'm not going with the grumpy rules one is because they don't actually have in here the characters that he rescued as part of that second piece. So, yeah. Kind of hard to believe it. Die. So it's kind of hard to believe that part of the story involved if he's got all the, like, if he doesn't have the characters that he should have been double rescuing. So that's kind of an important part to the story in my mind that they just didn't put in the Lego set. Okay, you know, Lego does stuff. Alright, so this is our finished merperson. Did it fit? There we go. So in the course of the story, basically, I can't remember exactly what causes it off the top of my head, but for some reason, anyways, the Beauxbatons gal, Fleur Delacour, gets herself kind of knocked out of this round of competition, but her person that was supposed to be rescued was her sister, her younger sister, who, I don't know why the younger sister came on this competition, because, like, on the trip, because maybe it's to watch, I guess, but everybody had to be of a certain age, and so supposedly all the schools were only supposed to bring students of an age that could compete. So, I don't know. I guess some of the teachers knew in advance what some of the challenges were going to be. It's possible. It's never really addressed. But in any case, Fleur, is unable to complete. And while Harry's down there, he decides that he just cannot leave this gal behind. You know? To me, I think he needs to have more trust in the system. By not knowing everything. I mean, it's a challenge, right? It's not meant that people are going to die during this thing. So I don't think that he really needed to go after her, but anyways, he does, or tries to initially, and the mer person gets mad, saying you can't take both, you can only take one. And it was clear that he was meant to rescue Ron, and not Fleur's sister, Gabrielle, I believe. So anyway, but he does, and has to basically swim for his life to get out of there, because the mer people were just not going to be having this, and they definitely want to tear him apart for it. And that's where the grumpy face comes from. You made it to lunch one of those days. Ooh, yeah, not a great chance. One location from Survivor. I think Fantastic Sherlock Fox and I maybe watched, one episode? Maybe two of the very first season of Survivor, and that was it. We were done. We were out. I would rather watch any day of the week a rerun of an episode of the show known as Survivor Man, rather than watching any more Survivor. I've never been into reality shows. They're just not my cup of tea. Usually it's people at each other, verbally at each other's throats, not physically. And then they have to try and work as team members and have each other, survive, but they get to vote each other off. So there's a lot of backstabbing and cruelty and what do you call it? Alliance making and alliance breaking, and yeah, that's that kind of stuff I just really don't go for. I know I live in a bit of a fantasy world, but I just don't see why people need to find that sort of thing entertaining. If you do, I will leave you to it, but you're never going to be able to convince me to come watch it with you. I mean, the challenges were neat, yeah. The challenges were neat, but I mean, there's other challenge programs that have nothing to do with some of those pieces. like I grew up watching an awful lot of what they called American Gladiator, and that one was just quite literally cheesy obstacle course-esque challenges. Oops, this one, it's the other side. So I can follow that, you know, there are other ways of doing things. But then again, you know, the reason the obstacle course-esque challenges appealed is partly because I got really tired of watching growing up. My dad was very much into what became WWE. And my dad's actually quite a large fan of just putting stuff on in the background, whatever it is. And just letting it run like he's not super paying attention. Except he's always paying attention anytime he doesn't want to hear what you have to say. You know, one of those kinds of guys. So anyway, but I just got tired of a lot of that sort of stuff, where people look tough, but frankly, I could not see how some of them actually, they just didn't seem tough to me. You know, far too much steeped in the lore of bodybuilding and such growing up, as in, like, we talked about this before, I've met Lou Ferrigno, who played the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby, I think it was, who was playing the scientist character. You know, I've met them. The guy's great. Really interesting person. And a few of those other named people, but I just never really, I don't know, there's too much of that world. And so it was nice to be able to see shows like Gladiator, American Gladiator, where your average Joe who is just fit could kick the butt quite easily of some of the people on the show who were basically meant to be opponent combatants, and they were often quite buff and fairly athletic themselves in most cases, but they were often, you know, that was their thing, quite buff. And it was nice to see somebody who appeared to be sort of like an average Joe or average Jill or whatever pull off, showing that anybody could do it, right? And that was nice. Let's see what we got here. Fezzik, exactly. Fezzik was actually played by Andre the Giant, who unfortunately had major health issues, right? But there are some really cool stories. So apparently, his English prior to that movie, I mean, he's understandable, but he wasn't great, you know? So when they wanted him to say stuff for that film, they actually pre-recorded it. And he was listening to the pre-recordings and trying day after day after day, practicing over and over and over again to be able to get the lines clear enough to be heard. And I thought that was kind of an interesting twist, because it's one of those things you never really think about, but once you develop that skill, it sticks with you. So he had the luxury of having that skill stick with him afterwards. So they didn't, you know, back in that day, they didn't post-process the language all that much, because there wasn't much you could do with it if someone didn't speak clearly. And so he actually had to work at it. I thought that was sort of an interesting background story I hadn't heard. But there are plenty of Princess Bride behind-the-scenes type stories where things didn't exactly go as planned. So although he looked strong, in some ways he wasn't. And so there's one story... Sorry, I don't really know if this is appropriate or not, but there's one story where Carrie Elwes, who was playing Wesley, jumps up on Andre's back and is supposed to be getting carried around. You know, he's trying to make Andre pass out, I guess is the idea. And Andre's going to smack him up against a wall and whatever. But what happened is he jumps up on Andre's back, and Andre starts to do the scene and move him, you know, carry him around and whatever. And partway through the scene, Andre rips one off and has one massive gas pass. And the timing works out in the film because it just so happens to be when he's backed up against a wall and smacked the Wesley character on the wall to try and get him off his back. So the look of like pain and disgust on Carrie Elwes' face is actually real, because because he just basically would have gotten gassed out of the room if he wasn't like stuck on the other guy's back at the time. And the other part of it was that actually they had to be really careful with that scene because doing that scene actually could put Andre's back out because his gigantism, I guess, was actually a medical condition, and so he had problems with, like, back problems and stuff all the way through the movie. Yes, totally. So it was one of those ones where Carrie said, I was never more happy to finish a scene and find out I didn't have to redo it. So yeah, there's some really neat stuff from that one. But I mean, when you think about it, for its time, that was actually a relatively star-studded film. So the guy who was playing Grandpa, reading the story, I mean, the kid who's getting the story read, ooh, whoops. I guess that's over top of the music. Sorry. The kid who's getting stuff read to him is Fred Savage, familiar from The Wonder Years, or later as he was much older, he was in Austin Powers as the mole, the guy with the mole on his face. We also had Peter Falk, who at the time was somewhat famous for his role as Columbo the detective on television. You know, One More Thing. Oh, one more thing. Just one more thing. And so, although the One More Thing concept got taken over by Steve Jobs for Apple, technically, I don't think he stole it, but technically prior to that, Peter Falk was doing that as part of the Columbo character. So that was who was playing the grandfather. And so of course, then you've got Andre the Giant, who was famous from the wrestling circles. And Mandy Patinkin playing Inigo Montoya, who at the time was fairly familiar to the stage scene from Broadway musicals and other plays, things like Sunday in the Park with George. So yeah, so they had all that going on. I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones were. There were other more famous faces from different things, but anyways, so that was pretty cool. And they had, why am I forgetting? Wallace Shawn, who played Vizzini, the Sicilian who keeps saying inconceivable. I can't remember what he was in. I think he was doing some smaller comedy stuff, but it was not an unfamiliar face to me when I first saw it. In any case. And the was definitely Billy Crystal. Who can forget Billy Crystal? One of the stories I had heard, now I don't know if it's true because I can't remember exactly where I heard it from, but some of the lines in the Billy Crystal section where he was being Max, the guy who has to revive Wesley, some of that was he just could not remember his lines. Something kept him from being able to remember it. So over and I have to use twice. Okay. Over and over again, he just failed it. So eventually the director just said, okay, forget this. Show me what you got, improvise the character, tell me what this person does. And so most of that scene turned out to be improvised in the end. And apparently there's a couple little spots where you start seeing, when they show you the footage on YouTube clips and stuff, you start seeing times where Cary Elwes is supposed to be passed out on the table, and he starts like trying not to laugh, but you can see the vibrations of where he's shaking, finding this so incredibly funny. I thought was kind of neat. So there's lots of stories like that. I actually oddly have Princess Bride as a paperback novel, and I can't recall actually having read it. I think I did, but I really can't remember. Because there's a bunch of books that I read first, then I see the film, even if the film came first, but I know this one, I saw the film first. But Billy Crystal, if you're not familiar with Billy Crystal, I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. But one of the pieces that sticks out to me personally is he's partly known for being one of the main characters in the movie City Slickers. So, yeah. there's that. Okay. Can I get enough height on this? That's out. Zoom out, please. Die? That's it? Okay. So on the bright side, for our purposes, this is relatively flat on the back. I'm just going to tip this over and attach it this way. And it's probably going to fall off just because that's what happens with these sets. My luck. Okay, I'm going to put it on vertically, then I'll tip it over for you guys to see, just so that I can actually press down. So it's modular, which is great, but modular these days is problematic for me. So, okay, there we go. You guys can sort of see what it looks like below, I guess. Just the way I've got, pardon me, I've got the camera right now in order to get a half decent zoom. It's only about a foot off the desk, and this thing is taller than that right now. So, yeah, problem. But I believe we just need to add the minifigs, and then we are done. So this minifig here, they poke onto the ends of these little pole things. I'm gonna go with Hermione on the right and Ron on the left. They wriggle while I do it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come on. Kind of tippy. I guess that's fine. They're supposed to be floating in the water, kind of loose. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. I can't even remember what that thing was from. Oh, I know what I'm thinking now. It's from, what have I got in my head? One of those Psy songs, the Asian ones. Okay, so, I'm showing the playability. With the full set. Alright, so, the playability feature, let me see if I can get this to work. Don't know if I can get enough height. Camera, maybe? Okay, yeah, I can sort of see it here. So Harry can come up, and he stands on his little platform. And they didn't give flippers for Crumb, which, I mean, I can kind of see why, but he's got the tail. Okay, so anyway, they got their little thing. They can stand on the platform, and then when you press the little button at the back, they are supposed to fall off and dive into the water. Boop, which clearly is not so effective. Let's see. Crumb, can you do it, please? Maybe? There, okay. So they dive into the water to go save whoever it is they're supposed to save. Yay! Okay, let's just... I'm going to put these other ones on the corners of the play set. And... oh, okay. Harry doesn't have... that stinks. Harry doesn't have access to any pinholes that'll keep him on the board when he's got his flippers on, but... let's see, Grindylow, you can go down here on the thing. You can stay there. I'm going to put this one on the other side. Do you have... okay, they do have studs available. Stud slots. Which don't actually fit on anything. Great. Let's put it over there. Come on. Maybe? Hey, you. There. Okay, sort of. And then we have the boats. Let's throw Harry in the boat then. Nope, he doesn't fit in the boat either. Whatever. Okay, well, then I'll just set him up here, I guess. But there we are. So we finished this one just ahead of the clock, which is great. So I will show you what's coming up next time. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out where to put this so that they don't all fall off. But next time on Lazy Lego Mondays. And yeah, that was a bit of a lazy name for it, but we got it. And so next time on Lazy Lego Mondays, a gift with purchase. Fox was really organized. So now we have ourselves the Creator Set Winter Holiday Train. So we have that one coming up for next week. And yeah, until then, that's about it. Pardon me, I'm going to... I have not fired up. Yeah, I'm debating, it's like, do I really want to do something else for 5 minutes, honestly? Let's see who's live. and see if people who normally we go into on Mondays are currently live or if they will be in a couple minutes. Yeah, they are. Okay, so we usually go into Jade on Mondays. We're going to do so. She's already up, has been for about 25 minutes. And hers says, let's get festive and build a Christmas train. Well, it says Minecraft, but who knows? So maybe she'll get to this one before me. In any case, let's raid on over there and see what we can see. I want to say thank you to everybody who came out today. We had a blast, I would say. Whoops, and they fell off. That's okay, as we expected. But we've got this guy built. It's all good, and yeah, we had some fun. So in the meantime, have yourselves a fantastic day. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I'm trying to turn off. You're going to see a wrong notice of the stream tomorrow, just because I haven't got that part fixed yet. But in the meantime, let's get this raid started to Jade, and we'll head ourselves over there. Thanks, Mama Bear.
Managed.
All right, so we're all going to go to Jade. The next stream part is, as I said, it's incorrect. So do ignore that. Let's see. Did you disable? Yeah, that's incorrect. We're not going to do that. Don't know why it's showing the one that would have been today. I don't know. Anyways, thank you very much for the clue spending, Mama Bear. Also, thank you to our moderation team, Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Mama Bear. We had conversation from Yellow, ITT Tom, Bob, Suzanne Likes Cake, Mike Burton, and we were off to see Maribel Jade. So if you have any feedback, feel free to drop that in the Discord. Otherwise, grab some emotes, freshen up your drink, and off we go. Bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.